Hey buds, today we burned two strains that would fuck anybody up if you threw it at them.
Cover news stories ranging from Amazon Going Green to Rolling Stone magazine.
And a conversation with a good bud of ours and a longtime friend of mine, Corpsie Grim.
All this and more today on the Good Buds podcast.
Let's get dangerous.
Darkwing Duck! Welcome to the Good Buds podcast, the show where good buds smoke good buds and talk about them. I am Curtis.
I'm Shank.
And this is episode 41, airing Monday, June 14th, 2021 on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and many more. Thanks for joining us.
Before we start, I'd like to thank Lumenspot and My High Shop for sponsoring this episode and all of our other ones. Check out their links down below in the description, and we'll talk more about them later. So, Curtis, how you doing today, man?
I am doing quite all right if it wasn't for one teensy little fucking thing.
I think I know what you're going to say.
It's fucking hot.
Yep, that's my status report. I got weed, and it's fucking hot, so I didn't do jack shit else.
Exactly. I got my weed fucking like a week ago at Breeze, and I've just been holding on to it. So literally today was just nothing.
Yeah,
it's fucking hot.
Yeah, I agree.
Fucking, my office right now, I don't have my air conditioning hooked up yet, and my computer is currently in the spot where I need to put it. So I need to disassemble a computer in order to do that.
Yeah, big fat ditto minus the disassembly part. I just don't have any AC hooked up in my office right now. I'm trying not to melt, but I'm doing okay. Thankfully, I'm doing okay.
Same.
Yeah. So
I do have a little fan in the background, so if you hear a little noise, fuck you, it's hot.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's the summer, and this is a podcast. If you're listening to this episode in the wintertime, that's why you hear fan noise in the background. So before we get on with the show, though, I do have to remind all of you buds at home to check out our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter page for some really cool behind-the-scenes stuff and funny content that we post there regularly for your entertainment and enjoyment. And if you also want to, you can jump on our Discord for some awesome conversation where we check in daily. We'll have some links down below in the description for you. Make sure you click that follow or subscribe button while you're there, and check it out.
Absolutely. We always love hearing from you. We always like conversation, and we just like to know that somebody cares, especially in these trying times. But especially if you want to show your support and you feel like you want to do that, you can check out our Patreon page, links downstairs, and donate there. We have several tiers that you can choose from, including behind-the-scenes content exclusive for Patreon and the ability to listen in on the show live. Links will be downstairs below. If you do, it starts as low as $1, and you can join our other awesome patrons, such as Mr. Isaac and Mr. Benji Bills. We love our patrons, and on top of that, we just love anybody who could show any sort of support. So if you can like, comment, subscribe, follow us, any of that stuff's free. But again, links are downstairs for any of that stuff.
He is absolutely 100% correct about that. Remember to share with all your buds and everything like that. Do all that to help us out. We appreciate it so much, buds. So, Curtis, what do you say we get on with the reviews?
I think we shall.
Good Bud Review, Good Bud.
So, Curtis, what are you burning today, man?
Well, Shank, I have a absolutely pivotal piece for Call of Duty, Communist Revolution, and what usually ends up happening on my third date with women. And that is, I have brought Molotov.
Nice.
Molotov, the famous cocktail that can burn bridges and other people and things. But regardless of all of that, this strain in particular is a indica-dominant hybrid grown by Hog Cannabis here in Michigan, and it was distributed and tested by Hyman Cannabis.
Hey, Hyman.
Oh yeah, Hyman. We love that, and it's also a funny pun, but I'm pissed. But we've had some of them before. We've had Bubblegum Gelato by them, which very nice strain. That was over on episode 36 if you want to check that out. But, this strain comes clocking in a whopping 20.9% THC. Not too much, but it's still pretty good for that amount. And it's a cross between Skittles cake and wedding cake.
Some familiar names.
Some familiar names indeed. Again, check in the past episodes to see those. But what we have today is the fire fucking combination Molotov, and oh my god, that is this strain just looks fantastic, dude. Sorry for stuttering, but it's great. Okay,
That's all right.
so it is a bigger sized dense, hairy, fuzzy, coated nug. It is just all of the things wrapped into one, many adjectives. The colors itself are very deep and dark basil green on the outside. Like, it is darker than forest. These are pretty dark on the
Yeah.
outside. And I know how much you like the
I
dark
love
nugs.
me some dark nugs.
Now, what's interesting is the central stem of it is actually almost emerald green, like a very vibrant green for the stem itself. And this strain also has an absolute fuck ton of purple on it. Like
Nice.
probably some of the most purple I've ever seen on a strain. Like, I've seen some that are pretty purple, but there's purple in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And it kind of just stems out from where the stem is and just up until it becomes that very dark very dark basil green on that outside.
That's awesome.
It's just purple. And on top of all the way inside and out, like I'm talking about, crystallization. Fucking white, sparkling crystals all throughout the inside, the outside. It just looks like a sugary, fuzzy, fucking dipped rolled nug.
Like a
in
fuzzy
and of
peach.
itself. Exactly. And the whole thing is like this nice white, sparkling chandelier effect to it as well. Kind of makes it a little hard to take pictures, but it's still just so gorgeous. And there are few little bits of these very small, thin orange hairs that peek out all throughout, but the nug itself is just extremely fucking gorgeous. I won't blather on it too long. Instead, I'm going to tell you, bud, how it smells coming in this very nice packaging.
Yeah, it's pretty bitchin' packaging.
Oh, this is a very nice lemon shortcake scent. Is the first thing that comes to mind.
Nice.
So it's got that very good hint of lemon up front, very noticeable, but it's mixed with this sweetness that is like angel food cake is the best way I can put it. Very soft and fluffy is what it just smells like. Very sugary, light, nice, cakey. It does have this slight little tone of diesel right at the background of it, but it kind of just like fades off into it, so it's its own scent. But all in all, it's very well rounded, a really great scent. Like I said, fucking gorgeous looking nug. I'm in Cannabis, Molotov, third date. It's a great strain.
Man, that's fucking fantastic. Sounds great. Sounds great.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see what it is that you are eating at us today, Cher.
Well, this week I'm going to be tossing. Not only is it venomous, but it also is poisonous. The Black Mamba, one of my favorite snakes on the planet. I'm a reptile fan, and the Black Mamba is gorgeous, beautiful looking snake. Don't touch it, duh. But this strain it's Black Mamba. Also, just like the Molotov, very deadly when thrown at your enemies, or bring it on a third date. Same idea.
Exactly, highly effective.
Highly effective. So this specific phenotype was grown by Ritual Cannabis Co. It's said to be a cross of Granddaddy Purple and Black Domina, which are both really good sounding. I've had Granddaddy Purple before. I've never had Black Domina, as far as I know, but I know Granddaddy Purp's an OG strain that a lot of people love. Now, this one, though, it is solid indica this week. So not even hybrid indica, just straight up indica. And they're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful olive green, kind of like camouflage looking buds. They don't have any one solid color, but they have almost a mishmash of different colors throughout it that give it a nice camouflage look. It has touches of red stigma that add to this beautiful orange, like this orange accent that pops up throughout the entire nug. But my favorite thing about it is that it's covered in a beautiful glittering coat of crystal that has me editing out lens flares in my photos like I'm some kind of anti-J.J. Abrams. Get
them lens flares on there.
Rather than inserting lens flares into every shot, I'm editing them out. Like, I'm trying to find ways to take pictures of it without lens flare. So that I love that about this strain. They're very dense, very large nugs, and they're super pleasing to the eye. Like, great to look at.
How are they to the nose?
Now to the nose, though, that's a different. It's a little different. This is a strange strain because oh, I like that, man. It's okay. So it's like eating a chocolate bar and drinking coffee in a garage. like a garage waiting room. You know how like you sit there and they've got the little like room area
Yeah.
where the door's wide open and you hear the
Yeah, like
the fucking,
like while you're at the mechanic and fucking
Those
the
guys
oil is
fixed that.
drifting in.
yeah, you know, like you hear the shit drifting in from the garage and you know, like
You can hear them yelling in their chatter how they're essentially going to charge you an extra $200 for something they're not doing.
100%, right? I mean, 100%. But like it's got that smell, like you're eating a chocolate bar and drinking a cup of the coffee, like that cheap but surprisingly good coffee they always seem to have at those places, and you know, like eating a chocolate bar at the same time, which is really interesting. And it's got a really nice sweet diesel scent that sits really well, kind of in the tart, like earthy coffee, like and the sweet, I don't know, chocolate. Like it's a sweet chocolate note and earthy coffee notes with the diesel makes this really cool mix of smells. But one thing that I really like about it is that it has a very grassy, crisp follow up. Like after you breathe it out and you exhale, you get that nice kind of like freshly mowed grass kind of scent in the back of your sinuses, and I always love
Yeah.
that smell. It's a very nice, refreshing smell. It brings me back to childhood. I'm super duper excited to try this out. But before we do, I obviously have to plug our Instagram and our YouTube channel. If you're not already watching this video on our YouTube channel, which you should be, because I mean our YouTube videos are awesome. Look at these nugs floating behind our heads when we talk about them.
Yes.
Awesome. It's amazing. Click that
Fantastic.
subscribe button if you haven't already. But if you're not into the whole YouTube thing, you can always go over to Instagram at Good Buds Podcast. The link will be below. And you can see pictures of all these glorious nugs that we post every single week for your entertainment, as well as some stuff in between that you can, you know, double tap to get that little heart appearing. And, you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
give us a follow while you're there because we post regular updates of all these pictures of nugs, and I'm sure that you'll absolutely love seeing them because they are beautiful.
Exactly. We also have announcements and anything else that we do that more than likely on Instagram and Facebook. But either way, subscribe to our Instagram, and while you're there, you can also follow me on my personal Instagram at GoodBudsCurtis. I take some massive bong hits and show you some behind the scenes while I'm editing the YouTube videos.
He absolutely does. He takes some of the biggest bong hoots I've ever seen. They're amazing to watch. But I also, if you wanted to, you can go over to my Instagram page at GoodBudsShank, where I post videos of myself smoking joints and blunts and working on music, that kind of thing. I would absolutely love if you stop by. Give a follow to each of us. We'd really appreciate the support. You buds are fan-freaking-tastic for all of those times you've been clicking that button.
Absolutely. We love you for it. And something else that we love to do is testing out these strains so you buds know exactly what it is that you should be doing, which is blazing it. Shank, I have a bong packed right here,
I
ready
have
to
a
go.
bong packed right here, my friend.
And hopefully our buds at home, you have your bongs packed, your bowls packed, your joints rolled, your blunts rolled, your or vapes ready, your rigs ready, and your edibles. We tell you edibles people every time. Get your fucking shit ready.
Like,
God damn
I
it.
mean, you should have
We're
eaten
not
this-
waiting.
You should have eaten it at the beginning of the episode, so it'd be kicking in about now.
We need to start making that disclaimer.
Yeah, it's edible people eat now at the beginning of the episode because it's going to take a while to kick in.
But with all that being said, let us blaze it. Tok tok shkaboke.
Curtis, how's that tasting for you today, man? How's that burning for you?
Huh.
Molotov.
So, for a Molotov, I'm surprised because I was expecting burning, cinnamon, hot.
Heat.
It was actually very smooth and sweet.
Oh, nice.
Now it did get slightly harsher when it got to the lungs, like a little bit, but it's just minor damage. You know, it's not a lot of damage. We don't need the Flex Seal yet.
No.
Its flavor is a nice lemony hit. It still has some good sweetness to it, like, you know, some cake sweetness to it. It has a nice mellow hit all around, but the aftertaste, I don't know if it's something I ate earlier or what exactly it might be, but it does start tasting kind of like spaghetti or mastacholi or some Italian food.
Some ratatouille.
That's French.
Diarrhea.
That no, that comes later.
No, that's interesting, man. That's weird. So it's got like an aftertaste of kind of Italian food.
Exactly. It's slightly strange, but I'm not sure if it's just me, but you both gotta try it out for yourselves.
Yeah.
But speaking of trying for yourselves, Shank, how is that strain doing for you, good sir?
Well, honestly, the Black Mamba is really, really nice hit. It's very smooth and bold hit, but it's got like a very coffee and chocolatey flavor that sits very well on my tongue. I noticed a really subtle, like very, very subtle, cushy vibe, like that kind of diesel-y flavor. But it was mostly on the exhale, and over everything, ultimately, I get a very strong chocolate and coffee tone, which is great since it's way too hot for me to drink a cafe mocha. And I don't have I don't know where the Starbucks ones are around me. Probably nearby. I'd have to check the
Any gas station.
but yeah, and yeah, so I really want a cafe mocha right now, and I have this cannabis, so that's fantastic. I can get that flavor without having to go anywhere, and I can still drink my Bepis and not feel bad
Yes.
about opening a can and not finishing it because I've been focusing on my cafe mocha. But it's but one weird thing, just noticing it now, is after having that flavor like kind of like out of my mouth for a few seconds and for like a minute here of him talking, I've got a grape aftertaste. So it tastes a bit like grapey, not like fruit, like store grapes, like wine grape, almost like that very tart.
Kind of like that tart, slightly bitter, but not really, still semi-sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that nice. It's nice taste. I like wine grapes myself, but like it's got that taste that
Like a nice ripened, right off the vine.
100%.
Wine
And
grape.
honestly, it's
Now,
absolutely.
does it taste like a woman? Now, does it taste like a woman's feet or a woman's blood when she falls out of it?
No, I did not. I also did not hear after echoes of.
Owie, 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 owie.
All right, be in peace. Her shoes.
Can I get an?
Her shoes.
Can I get an owa owa? Owie, 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 owie.
Yeah, can I get an owie, owie. But no, frankly, it's delicious. I'm absolutely like it tastes great. I want to try more, but before we do, you know exactly what we got to do now.
Exactly. We got to figure out the online opinions of other stoners online because we are other stoners online, giving our opinions to the online.
Opinions.
Absolutely. And this Molotov, it doesn't really have too many reviews per se, considering it's a specific
Yeah.
company's brand. So what I have been able to find was from the website where I could purchase it from, which is Breeze. And the other one was from Instagram. I actually went to their Instagram, looked at the comments for their pictures of this strain, and saw what other people said about it.
Community sourcing. It's always useful.
So, according to Instagram, this strain is fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, 100%, 100%.
Helpful.
But according to Breeze, this is a sleepy, euphoric, relaxed, and creative high, and it also has a good body buzz.
Nice.
So, all in all, very useful information.
Yeah, that's nice. Useful.
But with
Is
all
it a
of
bad
that,
body buzz, Curtis, or a good body buzz?
a good body buzz.
Oh, okay,
but,
good. Yeah, no, so not a bad one. Okay.
and there was, like I said, 200% emojis, so I'm pretty sure this was
And the three
scientifically.
fires. Well, 3 fires. Like, that's how many my last mixtape got, and it was definitely fire. So,
Shank,
no, it only got 2 fires. I'm lying.
Shank,
1 fire.
Shank.
Poop emoji! Shut up! Only because they don't have a trash can.
But I couldn't find any thing that said it would give you, munchies or beverage or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I got bevs and snacks and everything on standby. But Shank, what were they saying about your strain?
Well, the Black Mamba is very highly reviewed. It's noted to be a relaxed, happy, somewhat sleepy, with uplifting and euphoric effects. It causes slight dry mouth on occasion, and it's been noted to be good for insomnia and stress. It sounds pretty much like a baseline indica to me. I mean, like when people say somewhat sleepy, it always makes me concerned because, I don't want to fall asleep. I don't want to miss one thing. I'm not gonna get into it again. I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, no, it's it's frankly, I'm always excited. I've got caffeinated beverages nearby, so I know I'm not gonna fall asleep during the recording. But I mean, it sounds really interesting, like a nice, relaxed, uplifting,
Right.
which is pretty good. And like I said, it's very highly rated. The ones where they have star systems that are like out of 5, it's like
Highly.
Aha! But it's like 3.5 out of 5 stars or whatever, right? So not bad,
Pretty good.
not perfect, not bad. So I'm excited to see what my star rating is, whether it's a 69 star or a 420 star. Could be both.
Well, let's hope that your
system is
strain
arbitrary.
doesn't. Let's hope that your strain doesn't crash and burn like a hell. Oh fuck! I can't say that.
like that sentence just did. Like that crash and burn like that sentence just did.
Yeah. But with all that, I have a joint rolled right here, ready to go. Shank,
I
being
have one here.
prepared that I am.
Yeah, I have one
That's-
right here too, man. Yeah, preparation.
Oh yeah. And before we do anything else, before we blaze them like the good Mother Mary Jane intended, we're gonna take a quick little dry hit and see if we can get any extra flavor profile from it.
Good Buds ASMR moments. Nice. Nice, Curtis. How's that tasting for you, man?
Sabinia, not really much in general.
No?
Like a little bit of a sweet flavor, I guess, but in general, it's really not much of a flavor coming through.
Yeah, we've had a few like that have been pretty bomb though, so that's not always a killer, but
We got to see how it acts when Molotov cocktail is lit. It's always more effective when
Yeah.
it's lit.
you're not
But-
wrong.
How about that Black Mamba?
Well, the Black Mamba, it's really cool because I'm getting a lot more of that grape flavor mixed in with the chocolate. So I'm not really getting as much of the diesel and as much of the the coffee scent. I'm getting more chocolate grape or like kind of chocolatey grape, which is really neat. It's interesting. It's different, and I also get that grassy taste, like a little bit of that grassy, fresh trimmed lawn kind of like fresh chlorophyll kind of terps. And so it's really like I get a good taste through it, but obviously you always say they're better when we do what we're supposed to do with them, right?
Of course, it is 4:20 somewhere, and we've given you buds plenty of time. So hopefully you have your joints rolled as well. If not, your blunts are rolled, your bong is packed, your bowl is packed, your rig is ready, your vapes are ready, edibles should have already been fucking eaten. Come on!
Clock is ticking, butts.
But it's still 4:20, so you still got time. Let us blaze it, buds. Tok shkiboke.
Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kool-Aid Man moment. So man, yeah, that tastes good. That's good. I like that. How's yours? Is it good through the joint?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit more of the lemony. Oh, little piece. Yeah.
What we say about filters on the last episode, which you should check out and give a like to.
Yeah. But no, it's a little bit of an extra lemony hit. It's not too much sweeter, but I'm not really getting too much of that diesel in the background either. So it's just kind of like a smoother version of it.
Nice.
But I am kind of feeling a little bit of cottonmouth already. So, or I don't know
Yep.
if it's really cottonmouth or it's really just like extra saliva buildup now, which means I'll be thirsty later.
Could be either.
So,
Could be either or. And honestly, I know exactly how you feel because right now I feel like how like when you drink water versus when you drink coffee, how like you drink coffee and you're like that like it's coffee doesn't satiate your thirst not only because of the caffeine and the blah 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 blah, but because
Right.
of the thickness of the fluid, like the viscousness. This smoke has that. I'm drinking coffee right now as far as smoke goes. And like I can feel it as the toke goes through my mouth, like as it goes from my lips over my tongue, down my throat. I can feel every inch of it, like every single bit of it. And that sounded really dirty. Do not take that out of context.
right. Now the other
But no,
the other thing with this joint is it's kind of, I mean, it's giving a little bit more of a warming sensation. So because of that, I am getting a little bit more hotter than I normally was.
the
which
Molotov's gonna
sucks.
burn ya.
I'm getting burned by this Molotov in a joint.
Yeah, but I mean, it is very tasty.
It's more
though.
effective.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. It's more effective when you light it, but it is very tasty. I find I'm getting that like very good coffee flavor, very good taste, and everything like that. A lot more of the diesels coming through, and it's nice. It's a good joint, man. It's like obviously I always roll in these OCBs Supremes,
I'm
1 1/4.
As always, I'm in the zigzag 1 1/4 orange pack.
Hell yeah!
But yeah,
Oh man,
fantastic fucking shit.
I know it has been like this is good shit. Now it's funny that you chose such a hot strain because like we need to talk about this heat. Like the last couple of days we've been having hot weather. It's not even the fucking summer yet, man.
Right.
It's not even the summer yet, and we're already like
I mean, it is now. It's June.
Yeah. The June
Like,
bugs are
you gotta
out.
admit,
It's summer. Like if the June bugs are
it's
out, it's summer.
I mean the June
Speaking of which,
bugs. It's just
are you a
the fact that
badminton
it's
racket kind of guy? I'm a badminton racket kind of guy.
for June bugs.
Yeah, you have a badminton
Kinda.
racket hanging by your door, so when you go outside, you just bat them with a badminton racket and see how far you can eat them.
We have cicadas, so katana.
Oh
We have a
yeah.
cicada brood, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think this year is the cicada brood's mating season.
Yeah.
So we should be getting a lot of them.
Yeah,
And it's just like the farthest little extent north, I think.
Yeah,
It's us.
fun fact about cicadas for all you buds at home. Some of species of cicada only come out of the ground every 17 years in order to breed and then go back underground. But there are other types that go underground
Each
for like way long. There are other ones that go under
each
for 10. There are other that one.
each brood is different.
Yeah, they all have a different brood, but some of them up to 17 years they can remain underground before they pop back up and start pooting. Can
I
you
think
imagine having
ours-
sex after 17 years of not having sex? They must
I
be
think
like
ours
that
is
hard.
I think ours is like 10 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely
They
sure.
have like 4, 5, 10, like, year cycles
Yeah.
and stuff. But and I know that there are some around here, but they're in like I don't even know. The cycle varies. But that's a really interesting fact about cicadas. Some of them up to 17 years they've been noted to stay underground. Certain broods, but other broods obviously
just
vary.
eating tree shit and waiting
Yeah.
to come up and make their fucking
Yeah.
oots nets.
Seriously, I absolutely 100% love the sound of cicadas. Like I love like it's like literally any animal that tries to get fuck by screaming, thumbs up. Yeah.
I'm horny!
Yeah, it's like fucking it's like the bird video, man. Like that's one of my favorite nature videos where it's like the bird who's like coming up to the female bird with a leaf and he's like, "Hey, you want some fuck? I brought you leaf. Bitches love leaf. You want some fuck?
You want some fuck?
I do dance. What? Oh,
Yeah.
she doesn't like my dance. Sheila, don't be a bitch. You want some fuck? Like, and it's just like, it's one of the fucking funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's old school, man. Like, that's an old
fucking
ass video.
hilarious.
And like, it's like, and it's one of my favorite things I've ever seen. Like, and it's just, yeah, and it reminds me of that, like, in that kind of context, like, with fucking, basically just the cicadas being like, fuck me! But to us, it just sounds like, for like an hour straight, just holding one note. If I could hold one note for an hour, sign me up. Like,
Oh yeah.
like it's no, but yeah, that's pretty cool,
You
man.
get paid
Like,
for that?
yeah, that's true. I could definitely find it if we can find a way to get paid for smoking weed. I'm certain that we can find a way to get paid to scream.
Oh yeah. And how do we get paid to get smoked weed? Well, we have fantastic sponsors, so here is one of them.
Do you like fashionable and unique clothing? Do you like things that shine super bright when exposed to light? Do you like discounts? Do you like advertisements that ask, "Do you like?" over and over, knowing there is no direct way for you to answer back? If you answered yes to all of these questions, or even just the first 3, check out lumenspot.com for some lit clothing and accessories, and use the code GoodBudsPodcast at the checkout for 50% off and free shipping. Thank you, Lumenspot, for sponsoring us, and thank all of you for listening. Check it out today with the link below in the description.
Lumen Spot. Writing up our day, writing up everything else, but my joint still needs to be
Sticking
lit
on-
up and
yeah.
brightened up.
Sticking on the whole bug thing, it's like a lightning bug. Well, do you call them lightning bugs or do you call them fireflies? What do you do? What do you call
Me
them?
in particular, fireflies because Owl
Fireflies.
City.
Yeah, and see also me fireflies because of the show Firefly.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, with both of those things combined, they're fireflies.
Yeah.
Lightning. If they were lightning bugs, they'd be moving a lot faster.
And yeah, and they'd be hitting my enemies.
Fucking. God damn it! What was the? Sorry. There was one of those fucking stupid names that I heard for fireflies a while ago, and I thought it was hilarious.
Spark bugs.
No, it was like radioactive arthropod or some shit like that.
No, yeah, radio. Yeah, it's like radioisotropic, like or like insectoid or yeah, I know what or yeah, some kind of arthropod with radiation or some shit like that. But
Exactly.
yeah, but people, yeah, they have all kinds of interesting names, man. Like, and I mean, like all over the world, they call them different things, right? I mean, like I'm sure some places in the world call them lightning bugs, some places call them fireflies, some call them ass blasters.
Well, there's plenty of things in the world, and we have to figure out these things in the world. But it doesn't have to do with fireflies. It has to do with weed news worldwide.
So for today's first story, I'm going to be talking about something very near and dear to damn near all of us nowadays, since I'm pretty sure I don't know anybody who hasn't ordered something from this giant fucking corporation.
Love it or hate
Amazon.
it.
Amazon is backing a federal bill to legalize cannabis and adjusting its drug policies right now for some of its workers. Not all of them, some of its workers. So, now essentially, Amazon's throwing its weight behind federal legalization. Up until now, Jeff Bezos, for the most part, has remained silent, as well as the official, PR wing of Amazon has remained mostly silent as far as legalization goes, based on their stance on it. However, Bezos finally decided that he was going to come down off of his pile of gold coins and speak.
Scrooge McDuck dive.
Yeah, speak to some people, and essentially, once he stopped speaking in dragon tongue, he told everybody that he was fully behind the MORE Act, which is obviously, as you buds at home probably know, and for those of you who don't, it is the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act. I really wish they hadn't called it marijuana in the official act, but whatever, it doesn't matter, still going through. Good job. The MORE Act is the act to legalize cannabis, and Bezos is backing that. He's saying he thinks it's a very good idea, and he also says, which is interesting in my opinion, that Amazon will intend to look into selling cannabis in the future should federal legalization go through.
That would be fucking awesome.
Oh man, can you imagine a little drone fly up to your window?
Thanks for the weed, bro.
Yeah. Just buzz, flies away. Like, man, that'd be amazing, dude. Like, I would love that. Like, and obviously, if that does become the case, if it does get legalized and Amazon starts dealing in cannabis products, I'm gonna order some. Why not? I mean, fucking hell yeah. Like, it's a convenient method to order it, and I get it.
And that would be awesome, because then we'd be able to literally order cannabis that all of you buds would be able to order.
Absolutely.
You'd be able to go on to Amazon and be like, oh, here's what they were talking about.
Yeah,
order that.
exactly.
We'd both be able to order the same kind of cannabis.
It would be, yeah, it would open a lot of doors, is what we're saying. And so, obviously, if you're at home, vote to legalize cannabis. Like, just do it, buds. We appreciate you. We love you. And vote. We know you're smart enough. You're listening to us, so we know you're smart enough to vote. Just go out. I don't care what your stance is on any other policies, but cannabis legalization, it needs your power. And Bezos, this dude, unfortunately, capitalism, this dude has way more fucking power than all of you. So the fact that he's jumping behind this and using his massive wallet to tell the government, hey, do this shit.
I might be interested in this.
Yeah, that is a very, very good sign. Even him showing interest in it definitely would spark the government's interest, right? So,
I might be interested in this as he starts flipping through a fucking stack of cash that's literally like bigger than a Harry Potter book.
Yeah, $1,000 bills thicker than a Harry Potter book. But another part of this article, which is really interesting, and this one is from CNBC.com actually. So we'll have links down in the description. Another thing about it is that Amazon also had a really bad reputation for drug testing its employees. At all levels of the company would essentially, except for, executive levels for the most part, like higher executive levels, would get regularly drug tested. And they've decided they're not going to bother doing that for cannabis anymore. In most jobs, not all jobs, there are still certain fields in Amazon, because it is a large company, like we're talking executive positions, warehouse workers, if they have an accident, obviously they're going to be tested, and that kind of thing, but they are going to stop doing drug tests for most of their employees, that it doesn't affect their day-to-day job. If cannabis isn't going to fuck up your day, then why would they bother making sure you're not?
Right. Obviously, that would mean they would probably only be, effectively drug testing the executives, the heavy machinery operators, fucking. So yeah, why should the guy who's just sorting? Why should the guy who's, and drivers of course too. But why should the guy who's just coding something get tested for it, or the guy who's just sorting something get tested for it?
Or the dude who's sitting in a call center answering customer service calls. Like, what the if anything, that'll make him better at his job.
Yeah, I can be able to deal with that bullshit.
I was always better at customer service when I was baked out of my mind. Customers would call in, they'd be like, "My fucking phone is broken," and I'd be like, "Oh man, that really sucks, dude. I am going to help you fix that phone so hard." And it's like,
we're in this together now.
Yeah, we are in this together, my friend. Until your phone is fixed, we are in this together. And
I had the same connection with the guy who installed my DirecTV Dish network.
Yep. Yeah, we're in this together, my friend.
We're in this together.
Yeah, and it's like, and honestly, like, I think it's really cool because, they're working towards like making it safer for their employees during like safer work conditions, and everything else. And Amazon is, I mean, obviously it's because it came to light that they had some fairly bad business practices and they didn't treat their employees very well. And so that just basically means if you're out there and your business is treating you poorly, whistleblow, like let somebody know, because until it's out in the spotlight, they're just going to keep doing it. And Amazon would have probably kept doing it because it's profitable, but because it came to the light that their employees were being treated poorly, now they're getting treated better. And
Exactly.
yeah, I'm not
It's
going to
not
say
exactly
anything about because no.
Yeah, it's not exactly whistleblowing if it's just telling how poor the
Yeah.
conditions really are.
No, that's what I mean. Like if you're being treated shitty, like and
But
the
we're in
company
a-
says don't say anything about it, just
Right.
say something about it.
We're in nations where we have freedom of press. You're allowed to say what you need to say, and that's how
Yeah.
news gets spread.
Yeah.
That's how we're able to give you the news. We're able to tell you that the link is downstairs in the description.
It's true.
And we're
Yeah, you could definitely see more of that in the description. There's a little
And-
bit more to it.
right. And we can also tell you that there's other news stories out there, such as Canna-cticut having a very, very, very narrow, slim margin that it just maybe just slightly passed out.
Shave the balls.
And that would be that the Senate narrowly votes to legalize cannabis in Connecticut.
Yeah, GG Connecticut.
Now, the session ends Wednesday, which from the day we're recording is tomorrow, but complicating the House passage. So the Senate in Connecticut, I'm not entirely sure exactly how government works, but usually it's the House votes on it first and then it gets moved to the Senate. But I guess the Senate had voted on this one first.
I think this may have been put through as a motion. Like, basically, like, it was put directly to the Senate from the House of Representatives. Basically, they were like, listen, House of Representatives already kind of talked about this a whole bunch, and we can't make a decision, so can you make a decision? And so they put it up to them, and they've made their decision, which was...
Now they're... Right. But now they're sending it back to the House of Representatives, which is closely divided. So that'll be the penultimate decision for the legislation for 2021's session.
Yeah.
The time limit is coming up on it, so they just wanted to vote on it as soon as they can, try to get that revenue, I guess.
Yeah.
But now, one of the interesting parts is the fact that this session was on a Tuesday night, I believe, or a Monday night or a Tuesday night. But regardless, it happened all the way into 2 a.m., 2 in the morning on the next day.
Yeah.
So this was a very late session, and they were really trying to decide on this. The decision
I
came...
believe it was Monday night because the cutoff was Monday. Like, there was like a cutoff.
Tuesday.
The cutoff was Tuesday, so they wanted to get it done. So it was an overnight on Monday where they did the session.
Exactly. And so essentially, after this debate ended, and 11 minutes after the debate, all in all ended, the tally up was 16-16, with some of the Democrats being missing.
Going into overtime.
Some of the Democrats were missing from the session, and I think 1 or 2 Republicans as well.
Now,
So-
as a Canadian, do they resolve ties down there like we do up here with a shootout? They just do a one-on-one shootout. They just down the ice, one against the goalie. Like usually captain.
I was
goes
about
forward.
to say yes, but I realize you're talking about hockey.
Oh no, not
no,
a shootout.
we go
gun
wild.
shootout. Okay.
No, yeah,
Western-
we go full Western duelist.
Oh, okay, so you go like that kind of shootout. Okay, so Canadians and Americans both do shootouts if they have a tie, but different kinds.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
But so essentially, this was a 16-16 with a couple Democrats missing, a couple Republicans missing.
Yep.
Eventually, one ended up voting in. They got a hold of them, I think, through Zoom or some shit like that.
Noise.
Ending up making it 17-16 in favor of it.
Noise.
After a couple minutes had passed, it became 18-16 in favor. There was still one vote left that could have been made into contention for it. However, the votes essentially came into 17-18. So with this last bit of contention, there was one vote left that either it would have been a tie, in which they would have had to bring in the governor
Yeah.
to make the final decision, the governor,
I think, yeah, lieutenant governor or something like that. I think.
lieutenant governor, that was it.
Yeah.
But instead, one Republican fucking ended up miraculously switching sides from what he normally believed and actually ended up voting yes with the Democrats. Now, the one officer who did it, the only and only the vote cast by a retired police officer, Senator Kevin Whitkos, the Republican of Canton,
Shout
saved
out,
the Senate from
shout out
needing.
Whitkos. Good
Exactly.
job, man.
He's saved the Senate from needing Lieutenant Governor Susan uh, Biswitz to break a tie. 6 Democrats voted with the other 11 Republicans in opposition. But all in all, it all came out to it, and it was a fucking 1917 vote. It passed through.
Use it
We'll
pass.
go to the House, and hopefully by the end of 2021, Connecticut will have legal recreational cannabis.
That is absolutely magnificent. What site's that on again, Curtis?
That is on ctmirror.org. The link will be downstairs in the description below.
Yes, check it out. And honestly, if cannabis legalization does go through in Connecticut, which, like, once the House goes through it, then I think all the House does is they basically they listen to the people, like, they're representatives of the people, so they listen to what the public says, and then they revise the bill if they need to, and if they don't need to, they just pass it. Like,
I think if they don't need to, they pass as is. If they need to revise it, then they revise it, pass it back to the Senate, and go from there.
Exactly, yeah. So if it does get legalized, though, I know that fans of music and fans of Rolling Stone magazine, which I am, I've got
absolutely
a lot of copies lying around, will be stoked to know that Rolling Stone has partnered with a cannabis company to launch pre-rolls, vape pods, and to get into the retail space of cannabis.
Ooh.
So they've been quoted as saying music and cannabis go hand in hand, and I could not agree more. As a lifelong musician, I started playing music when I was 6 years old, and as a lifelong musician, both professionally and just for fun, I can say that's not a lie. It's helped me a lot throughout the years with hand pain, like miscellaneous other things if I had cramps or that kind of thing, or touring on the road when you're just feeling a bit bummed and away from home. You smoke a nice old doobie that you brought from home and it reminds you. So Rolling Stone's getting into it, and they've got the made for music pre-rolls. So it looks like they have sativa, which is overdrive, hybrid, which is called phaser, and the indica, which is called reverb. Which
wow.
fuck yeah, man. Like, I am stoked about that. And essentially, so a US-based cannabis company called Curaleaf Holdings announced that it's the first of a kind strategic partnership between their brand and Rolling Stone magazine, which is apparently 54 years old now. Rolling Stone magazine. Right. So almost as old as the Rolling Stones. And so
who'd have thought?
Who would have thought? But basically, they're coming out with a new line of co-branded products that are going to have 2 formats. They're going to have pre-rolls and the Click, which is a proprietary pod vaping system. They're going to have their own vapey pod things, right?
Nice.
And I think that's pretty neat. Like, I think it's fantastic, that they're going to come out with that. They've got a berry forward, I think it's a overdrive, which is a berry forward sativa, reverb, which is a full-bodied indica, and phaser, that's a hybrid of the two. And so it's like the CEO of Rolling Stone said that Rolling Stone has a legacy of celebrating this connection and a long history of reporting on the fight to legalize cannabis. We are thrilled to have found a perfect partner in Curaleaf who gives us the opportunity to design a product that elevates the music listening experience and celebrates the deep connection between the two. So I think that's pretty badass. Like, I mean, because it does. If it's like you see, like, what's that? The meme where, like, it's like the monkey from Family Guy laying down, putting the record on, and putting the
slow
record
ride.
in front of him. Yeah, slow ride, and rolling up a joint,
Yeah.
Like, and like it's like it makes sense. Smoking cannabis and music do definitely go hand in hand. So there's no word exactly yet on when it's going to be released to market. Obviously, I'll update you buds in the future if I do hear more about it being released to market. But the brands are planning to open a retail store. The 2 brands, so the Curaleaf and Rolling Stone, are going to open a retail store in Las Vegas next year.
Nice.
So hopefully next year they'll be able to open up a specific Rolling Stone cannabis store in Las Vegas.
And we know that cannabis lounges are becoming legal there, so hopefully they can have just fucking chill out space where you can just go and smoke weed with whatever Rolling Stone members are
Absolutely,
still alive.
and absolutely, and so like, and it's cool too because it's one of those things that like you would probably be able to go there and just sit down and buy a joint and smoke it if the laws pass that
Right.
you can have those
Right.
lounges, because that'd be amazing though. But obviously
Absolutely.
this article came from the Growth Op. There's a little bit more there, just kind of details about the two companies, Rolling Stone magazine and the Curaleaf Holdings.
Right.
And they're both basically very excited to work with one another. Who wouldn't be excited to work with Rolling Stone magazine? It's a very prestigious music magazine.
Who wouldn't be happy to work with a fucking cannabis company?
I know,
I
right?
mean, cannabis.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, so they're gonna have
Weed!
yay weed. So yeah, so really though, it's a very exciting thing that I'm gonna keep track of, and hopefully those products come to Canada. I know that obviously it's probably going to be an American product to begin with because both are American
We'll
companies.
see what happens.
But we'll see what happens, and if Amazon ends up, maybe I can get them shipped through Amazon. Hey, Jeff Bezos.
Well, actually, I think Curaleaf is already listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange.
Well, yeah,
So
but that doesn't
it
necessarily mean that they're one of the licensed providers that the government works with, right? Because our government is very like picky about like which
It's
specific.
possible.
Yeah. But I hope
It's
so.
possible,
I'm gonna look into. I will look into it for the buds at home to see if I can find any of this and get any of it,
But-
either delivered or picked up from a
Well-
store.
Well, hopefully you can get some of that, and hopefully you can find some of that with no issues, no problems, and without having to break any sort of law or anything.
Well, usually
It's
I
a,
don't.
now it's the same. Now it's the same thing with water in the middle of a desert in California, and that brings me to our next
Are
story.
you talking about drowning people?
Oh, Shank, Shank.
You beautiful, sweet summer child. Who's older than me?
So authorities seize an illegal cannabis grow in California bust.
Mm.
Now this
Oof.
is interesting because, as we've said before, California is a legal state. There
Yeah.
are a couple regulations here and there about where you can and can't grow and yada
Mhm.
yada blah blah blah.
Yeah, you need to have proper
Don't be
permit planning.
Fucking dumb when you can legally grow cannabis somewhere.
I know, right? And I
But-
mean, even if you can, be low key.
And as we've always stated before, never do two fucking stupid illegal things at the same time.
Don't.
And I'm going to explain to you what these guys did.
Oh, please do.
These authorities seized millions of dollars worth of illegal cannabis grown in the high desert. This was done Tuesday, or around June 8th, June 7th, whenever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
And it is part of an effort to curtail the black market's grip on Southern California. 23 people in total were arrested in the crackdown, and this happened in the Antelope Valley, which is 70 miles north of Los Angeles.
Hmm.
And the officials ended up bulldozing 500 illegal grows in the area over the coming days.
Oh, so hey, buds, there's some buried weed up in the California hills.
It's going to be knocked down. Just give it a couple days to dry out in the sun, and you'll have a little bit of fucking free weed.
Brush it off. No, don't do that.
If they don't go for the burn,
Just
in
throw-
which case, go in with your fucking masks and just
Monkeys. Bring a bag of Doritos.
go
If
for
it gets
it.
overwhelming,
But-
breathe in the Doritos.
Yes. But California's cannabis black market has flourished despite the sale becoming illegal in 2018.
Yeah.
And this massive bust was partly in response to residents' complaints of water, which obviously a very valuable commodity in the middle of a desert,
Yeah.
being stolen.
Well, you don't fuck with water, man.
And especially in California, we've mentioned before, EPA is very
Yeah,
environmentally
yeah,
protective of
there
that
are-
area,
yeah.
and you don't fuck with that.
No, there are
But-
very few people that you can fuck with. The EPA is not one of them.
Which does make sense because these grows were stealing groundwater, like we've mentioned before, which you shouldn't be doing. That's
No.
bad.
Bad.
But on top of that,
Bad,
they
bad.
were doing some other bad things with it.
Okay, I'm interested in hearing this because again, like
On
don't
top of-
one illegal thing at a time. But again, go ahead. Chris.
On top of trying to steal from their own versions of illegal wells, which is just drilling into the ground and groundwater and pipes and stuff like that,
Yeah.
they also stole from wells that were already made that were meant to maintain alfalfa, potato, and carrot farms.
Not the
In the middle of
alfalfa.
the night. Not the alfalfa or the potatoes.
Yeah, the potatoes, man. The Irish in me my blood got boiling. My Irish blood started boiling when I heard they risked the taters.
I don't care about the carrots, but not my taters.
Potatoes.
But in the middle of the night, they stole water from those wells, as well as breaking into fire hydrants
What the
and taking water from fire hydrants. Exactly. What the absolute...
That's some small-time supervillain shit.
We will take all the water from the fire hydrants and grow weed with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
They can never. They'll never be able to track us down. We'll just break the fire hydrant and steal the water.
But this happened all in Villa-no-ganja, which said the illegal grows breed violence, citing several murders related to the Antelope Valley's black market.
Oof.
And in April, there was even a robbery at a cultivation site that resulted in a shootout. The sheriff did not immediately inform if there was any charges or what the charges were against anyone who was arrested, but it was a mix of state misdemeanors and felony offenses, with the possibility of federal cases. 5 firearms were also seized at the crime scene.
Large scale black market grow operations are usually violent.
Don't do more than one illegal thing at a time, especially not 20 of them.
I know, right? Like, what the fuck? So, is there any word? Hold on. Now, you said they seized some firearms. No word on any lawn tractors being taken or anything, right?
No word on any lawn tractors. No word on any other implements.
I like to think that homie lawn tractor and Florida man like flew overhead as they were like bulldozing the plants and just like flipped them off.
With homie Yeti.
Yeah, with homie Yeti coming along, like
Yeti
like
cooler.
yeah, with homie.
He's now
Yeti.
revised and he's got fucking Mike's Hard Lemonade on the inside.
Yeah, and he's got wheels on the back that he's bungee corded to the back of homie lawn tractor, and he's got wheels on the ground so that he just like rolls behind homie lawn tractor the whole time. It's bitching.
No, he's just like he's right behind fucking Florida man. He's kind of like a counterbalance.
Yeah, even better. Florida, he's in front of Florida man, and Florida man's got his arms around him while he's driving. So it's like Florida man sitting on homie lawn tractor flying through the air while homie Yeti is sitting on his lap there.
Anyway,
yeah.
So if you want to look more into this, the story is downstairs below in the description. It comes to us from ctpost.com. And I think that'll just about do it for Weed News Worldwide.
Yeah, that was a damn good news section, man. I'm a big fan of that. Honestly, though, we do know what time it is, Curtis. We have to run into our next ad spot.
Hey, buds. You really want to show off your love of marijuana, or just really shine at your next smoke session? You really want to go to myhighshop.com for some of the coolest cannabis clothing and accessories. They have shirts, sweats, jewelry, grinders, and even pipes made out of amethyst crystals. You can check them out using the link below and let them know I sent you by using code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout. You can save 35% off your entire order and free shipping. Again, that's code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout. Thank you to myhighshop.com, and let's get back to the show.
God damn, I love My Hot Shop, man. Like, every time I go to that website and scroll through and just, like, it's cool, man. It's cool stuff. Cool gear.
Absolutely. So, speaking of cool stuff, Shank, how are you feeling?
Good, man. This strain is... this strain is very much, I don't know, it's not a high-energy strain, that's for certain. I do feel good. I do feel uplifted. I feel happy. Like, I feel very positive. I'm enjoying my time, like recording and everything like that. I'm enjoying the strain itself. It's delicious. I keep relighting this joint. It goes out every now and then, but I keep relighting it to have more. Excuse me. It's delicious. It's great. It feels wonderful. I enjoy it. It's a very good strain. I'm not sleepy yet, so that is good. That is the main peak thing I was worried about. I'm always concerned. I don't like being sleepy from strains unless I want to be. So, so I hate when it surprises me. But how are you feeling, man?
I am feeling pretty damn good. I'm definitely relaxed. I definitely don't feel like doing shit. My body feels tingly-wingly, and I'm pretty fucking high right now, I gotta say. That joint was nice and smooth, but it started hitting it slowly and surely. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Pretty good. I do have a little bit of cotton mouth, so definitely get a beverage when you're, drinking. Or,
Same here.
Sorry, when you're smoking this, get something to drink. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, no, same here, man. Honestly, it's good to hear that you're doing well, man. Honestly, this like these streams are obviously fantastic. I've enjoyed them so far. Fucking like obviously, if you buds at home have liked our description of these cannabis strains or anything like that, if you've liked, how we've talked about these strains or the news that we've covered, or you have any interesting news that you want to share with us, find that comment box wherever it is and fire us off a comment, or even send us a personal message on Facebook, because we have a thing where you can message the Good Buds podcast. We read it personally.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
All of
any
them.
of these places. You can let us know. Discord, Reddit. It doesn't matter. We're everywhere.
You slide into our DMs, and Curtis or I will reply to you. If you're lucky, you may even get Isaac. If you're really lucky, if he's, he gives the best replies, because usually they're in the form of memes, because he exclusively communicates through memes.
And speaking of memes, let's fucking bullshit our way through another one of these segments. I think it's time for our conversation.
Whatever fucking thing we're doing now.
Fuck it.
And here we are today in our conversation portion of the show, buds. Welcome back, and we are going to be joined today by our very good bud, Corpsie Grim. Corpsie, how you doing today, brother?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good, brother. Good.
But just see you, man. I know we've played a couple video games together, and it's glad to have you on the podcast.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we actually just recently were playing some Gartic Phone with you. If you want to check that out on our YouTube page, we have links links somewhere. Just go check it out. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But for right now, the first thing that we always have to mention, always have to ask, always first on the Good Buds podcast. Corpsie, do you partake in cannabis?
Not as much as I used to, but I started to enjoy the edibles a lot more lately.
Oh yeah, it's very nice to have an edibles connoisseur on the podcast. Usually everybody's just smoking around and some stuff. What do you got exactly? What do you got today?
Tonight I am enjoying some of the Tweed peppermint and milk chocolate.
I love Tweed. Tweed's a great company. I've had a lot of their product.
Oh yeah, we've had a lot of their product on the podcast before. Very nice, very excellent. And as always, it's always nice to have good buds on, regardless of if they smoke or not, regardless of how they partake or not. But with that being said, I have a bong packed right here.
I have a bong packed right here.
And we know Corpsie's got some chocolate, so... But see, this is what we were talking about, buds. Have your edibles ready.
Exactly. See, buds, Corpsie knows how to do.
But hopefully you have your edibles ready, bongs packed, bowls packed, joints rolled, blunts rolled, vapes ready, rigs ready, whatever it is time to blaze it. Tok tok shkaboke.
Tok spoke. Ooh, man, that Black Mamba's treating me good this week.
That Molotov is lit.
And of course, after that that bong hit, I have to take a joint here. But Corpsie, how was your day today, my friend?
Oh, not too bad. Didn't really do much. Went to work, came home.
Pretty much same here. Other than a slight bit of working on podcasts, but daily struggle, daily life, and it's always good to kick back at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very, very true. Very true. Speaking of kicking back and enjoying days, now I know the buds at home know this, but every Tuesday, I go for a run to go to the cannabis store. It's just something that I do. It's a weekly pilgrimage, you could call it. And I
you usually say you and your buddy go.
Me and my buddy go. Now, I would like to introduce all of you to my buddy. Corpsie is the buddy I go with. Right, Corpsie?
Yep. Hi.
That's right, man.
And usually he's the driver, correct?
Well, recently I have had access to a vehicle, thankfully. So it's for unfortunate reasons, but it's fortunate to have a vehicle either way. And so we've been kind of alternating back and forth. For the most part, though, he does drive. We go up in the what do we call it? Corpsie's vroom vroom mobile.
Yeah.
Cargo broom.
Yeah, Kia Rio. Love those things.
Now, how is it when on the times where you're driving, when you have to deal with Shank constantly messing with the radio? I'm assuming putting on some like Tibetan throat singing or some weird artsy stuff like that. How is it dealing with that on the drive?
That's not too bad. I mean, I got a special kind of choice of music. I can't really lie about that.
No, actually, fun fact about the music in Corpsie's car. It's one of the few cars in which I don't need to touch the radio. Because when I get in, he's got, now hear me out, the other week, like let's say a couple weeks back, when he pulled in to pick me up and stuff like that, I go in to get in the car, and what do I hear but fucking Brendan Fraser blaring out of the stereo? And if any of our
Clowncore.
buds at home, yeah, Curtis knows, but if any of our buds at home haven't heard of Clowncore, pause this right now, go watch Clowncore, come back, comment down below exactly how fucked up that got you and how much you want to thank me for introducing you to them. But yeah, fucking walked into his car, Clowncore.
Not to mention Brendan Fraser is my favorite song by Clowncore, so I love it.
Yeah, no, he's got like yeah, he's got like like Clowncore and fucking like Slipknot and like Korn, like bunch of beautiful.
Okay,
Great.
so it's good music, so you don't really have any need to change it.
No. Though every now and then I do inject a little bit of throat singing,
Of course.
Let the
So-
bodies hit the floor.
So usually about how long does your guys' trip take you? Corpsey.
They're, yeah, about 3 hours maybe.
Yeah, maybe 3 hours total. We milk it a little bit, right? Because it's a social event too. So
Right.
we could probably, if we were like busting ass, I think we could probably get there and back in like hour and a half, hour 45. But
Somewhere around there.
usually takes
Up the highway. Probably
closer.
quite high.
You want to sit, you want to chat, you want to tell people about the Good Buds podcast.
It's true, actually. That's actually funny. I gave Corpsey a business card of ours a while back, and I ended up stealing it back from him because somebody I told them about the podcast. They didn't have a pen to
one
write.
on
They
you?
didn't have a pen to write it down, and I didn't have one on me, so I stole one from Corpsey and gave it to this person.
Gotta make sure you give Corpsey one back.
It's true. It's true. I think Corpsey knows about the podcast, though.
I know, we'll give him a couple stacks so we can give it to people. Just
Yeah, I'll
be
give
like,
him
hey,
some.
you
Yeah, let him make it rain and go. Next time he goes to this.
we gotta grassroots that stuff. Speaking of grassroots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, you can light up another Molotov and toss it at the wall. But so of course, man, like I know fairly recently, you got back into doing edibles, right? Like you did cannabis in the past, right?
Yeah, like I smoked for a long time and then I quit for about 3 years. And then I started doing edibles probably about 6 months to a year ago. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, because I know for like a long time running, you'd been a casual, usual smoker and everything else, and that you stopped on that. You kind of put that to the wayside, and so and I know honestly, I don't want to claim any influence at all on you having started to take up edibles again. I'm certain that there were lots of influences and reasoning behind it, but I do like to take some personal credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if I didn't go for the daily or the weekly trip, I probably wouldn't have started picking them back up.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and
Just
I'm
figured
glad
while
though,
you're- Figured while you're there, you know what? Might as well pick up a snack. Well, might as well pick up a fancy snack.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you said you're having mint chocolate today.
Yeah, or peppermint. I don't know if
Peppermint.
there's a big difference between peppermint and mint, but
Well, peppermint is the superior mint. Don't at me.
okay.
Spearmint, you fuck.
Spearmint. Okay, spearmint. Okay, no. I stand corrected. Spearmint. Don't add any of
Okay.
us. Unless you're
Okay.
gonna at the Good Buds podcast, in which case at Good Buds podcast on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. You can
Anyway,
add it there.
so, how
But
many
how-
other
how-
one?
yeah.
or obviously, or how are you liking that one? I should say. First things first. How are you liking that chocolate?
Uh, it's pretty good. I mean, well, I shouldn't say pretty good because I mean I buy it a lot, so I obviously have to like it.
Yeah. No, I hate it. It's absolute
Yeah.
trash, but I buy it every week.
It's horrible, but for some reason I still get it. But I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
it has a nice peppermint flavor, and I mean it melts pretty good too.
Does it have any strong cannabis flavor to it, or is it pretty much masked?
It pretty much masks it, right? Like you can't really tell that it would be like THC infused if you didn't actually know.
Well, peppermint is good for that. I find like peppermint and minty flavors, especially like peppermint. They don't doctors. Fun side fact, tertiary fact, but doctors use peppermint oil on the inside of their masks when they're doing really unpleasant surgeries and shit like that, so they don't have to smell anything. They just smell the peppermint.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That makes
and like
sense.
mortuaries and like other like I went with doctors because I didn't want to be dark with it, but they all do it. Like coroners and shit. Like if they're clearing the poop out of
We're
your
talking
toilet
to a guy
after you're
named
dead.
Corpsie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can talk about it.
Yeah. After when they're cleaning your pooper while you're dead, they got peppermint stuffed all up around their nose. I would just have some really good dank all up in there.
That's what I do. That's what I did during coronavirus.
But all right, you could walk everywhere with just weed stuffed up your nostrils and nobody would ever notice.
Everyone had to stay 6 feet away and wear their mask. Nobody could tell. But have you tried any other flavors other than the peppermint, or is that one that you've pretty much been sticking with?
That's pretty much the one I've been sticking with, but I do a lot of the different flavored gummies and stuff. Like I like a lot of the like strawberry and like I think I want to call it San Rafael, but it's like San Rafael.
It is San Rafael, yeah, it is. They're the same people that make
San
one of
Rafael
my-
sounds funny.
San Rafael is the company that is responsible for my favorite strain. Two, a company that's responsible for a strain that is going to be upcoming that Curtis shared with me recently that I have to get my hands on. That's now available in Canada somewhere. And you buds will find out about it in the future. And they also make some wicked edibles. San Rafael makes some of the best edibles, like that I've tried.
Yeah, their gummies are fantastic. Like I'll get their blackberry ones, but I'll also get their strawberry or their watermelon ones and
Watermelon's my jam.
I'm sure a watermelon San Rafael would be super excellent.
Everybody loves them San Raffles.
Sam Raffles.
It's starting to sound like a bad word now. Get your Sam Raffle out of here.
Oh, Sam Raffles.
Oh man, he Sam Raffled all over the floor.
Whoa. Excellent.
No, that's really cool though. So you've tried lots of different varieties and everything else. Now for the buds at home, like we go way back. Like
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember how long ago we met. It was that long ago. And
high school at least.
oh geez, at least. Like so not to date myself, that was a long time ago. that was a long time ago. So and like obviously the entire time I've told Curtis the origin of your nickname, how like you were just mostly not very talkative. Like you didn't, unless you liked people,
Yeah.
you didn't really have much to say. And being a normal, functioning brain human, you didn't like a lot of other people, so you didn't talk a lot, right? But like now the whole Corpsie Grim thing, now that like you obviously very much embraced that as like it's who you are, right?
Yeah.
And so like now you told me you had some possible intentions to do some YouTube stuff in the future. Is that right?
It's been tossed around in the brain for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like
Yeah.
something. So like now it's gaming content you're into, right? Like you like gaming.
Yeah, like I was thinking like starting off with just doing some gaming stuff, streaming here and there, or I don't know if I'd like upload just raw footage of me playing, but I would like to like eventually move into not like short films or anything, but like live action stuff at some point. I don't know what it would be though.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna hand this over to Curtis because you said live action. The second you said those words, I'm fucking. I mean, I can act, but that's not my wheelhouse for making. Then, so I mean,
I
Curtis
love live action stuff.
Curtis
When
is
I
like,
was
you probably gonna send me
back
trouble
when
when
I
you
was
said live action.
Slight bet. A good majority of things that I like to do are live action. I like my animation, don't get me wrong, check it out on YouTube, but I do like live action better, and, subscribe so I can actually start fucking doing it. Shingle, not me.
Seriously. Well,
but
do it. Do it, man. Do it. Do it right now. You do something. Just
bam.
dun dun dun. No.
Alright. So anyway, when I was in like middle school, early high school, I had my own YouTube channel where me and my friends were doing live action stuff. Little skits here and there. They were fucking retarded, but it was amazing. And you could say that back then, and that was the funny part.
Oh wait, hold on. Had to
Okay.
censor that out. I was a little late on the censor board there.
So, yeah, back in the day we used to do little live action skits here and there, which we were still trying to kind of stay within the rules. Now I really don't give a fuck, so I would love to see what I could do with some live action content.
I did a few skateboarding videos and like a few like music videos, but I mean, I'm an actor. I'm not really a director. I've acted in a lot of people's shit. Like a lot of my friends, like my buddy Jeremy. Corpsie, do you remember Jeremy Lafreniere?
Yeah.
One leg,
Yeah.
like one leg.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
want to call him by his bad nickname, but I don't know if it.
No, we don't need to draw.
You remember him? One leg, hair on his chest.
One leg,
little
hair in his
nipples.
chest, little nipples. But anyway, he's a pilot now.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna see if I can talk to him and see if he can come on the show. Last I heard, he got a Russian wife and he's flying non-commercial flights now.
Why have you not told me about this guy before, Jake?
He's awesome. But so anyway, Jeremy, when we were younger, he used to direct these films, right? These like he did like a D-Day, World War II or a Remembrance Day movie one year, right? And like there were like 40 of us that all got together, filmed this entire fucking sequence. I got blown up and shot in the same movie. And so, like, I played somebody who died twice, and I had a speaking role in, like, 2 different parts. But it was awesome. And it turned out so friggin' good, man. Like, the editing, the cuts, like, the music, fucking everything. He even did his own effects by, like, burying a log under the ground and putting dirt on top of it and then jumping on the log so the dirt would splash up. Like, it was amazing, man. Like, it was full production. And like I just went there and did what he told me to do, and I went and I watched it and I was blown away. And like after that, like a bunch of my friends, like when they went through the computer tech class where they all got that fucking mini DV camera to go and make a stupid video, they were all like, "Will you be in my movie?" I was like, "Yeah, man, sure." So like I just was in all of them doing different shit. I always loved that stuff, man, but I could never do the whole writing and directing and. Nah, man. Nah. Like, I do that enough for, like, YouTube videos and stuff like that. That's fine. But live action would be so hard. Getting people to do what I want is hard. Getting a computer program to is a little bit easier.
Thank.
Yeah.
What have I told you about? Did you rewatch the movie Tao again?
Maybe once.
Again.
Or twice.
Okay. Stop it.
One fire emoji.
What have I told you about all the AI that you already have in your house?
It's not enough, and I need more.
Well,
oh wait, hold on. You know what I say about the AI that I have in my house?
what's that?
Hey Google, what should the people do?
Like, comment, subscribe, share, and smoke weed every day.
That's right. Thanks,
that's
Google.
pretty-
That's what I think about the AI in my house. I need more of that, and I need more of my buds at home listening to my Google and clicking that like.
Anyway.
But anyway, yeah.
Oh.
So, Corpsie, you want to do like work into live action on your YouTube channel eventually, right?
Eventually, if I could ever figure it out.
Yeah, I'd help you with that, man. I live close by. Like, we live very close by. I'd help you with that shit, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But like with the gaming stuff, like I mentioned that specifically because like
yeah.
Curtis said in the introduction there, that like we had recently had a Gardic phone video that we uploaded to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite videos we've uploaded in a while. Like, I mean, aside from, like, I love all of our videos, but this one, like, it hit me and made me just giggle, even though I was there. Like, watching it again just made me giggle, and I appreciate you being in that video.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it, man? We had a great
Now-
time.
I do have some curious questions.
Yeah.
Sorry if these are a little hard hitting,
Yeah.
but I must ask, what the fuck was that picture? It was supposed to be like Thanos giving something at the bank, and it was like an Among Us figure.
I think it was supposed to be Thanos withdrawing money, and I feel like he started to draw the ATM.
Yeah, like it was supposed to be Thanos withdrawing a monkey. So I was just gonna do like an ATM machine and try and have a monkey coming out of it and Thanos there, but I have no fucking clue how to draw Thanos or a monkey.
I know how to draw an ATM though. 2
Got that.
rectangles. 2 fucking rectangles. But seriously, that was my favorite, man. Like, and that's the best thing about Gardic Phone, is that like the drawings, they could be as bad as humanly possible. Like, and it would make it almost better. Because then the next person has to kind of sit there and be like, what the fuck
what do we do with this?
Yeah, what the fuck am I looking at?
What have you done to me?
Yeah, and so it's so good, man. And the one where you had I was actually telling Curtis earlier, I didn't recognize that it was 2 stick figures like eating each other's asses.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, or like the one stick figure eating the other stick figure's ass in exchange for a joint. I did not realize that until after like I said what it was. I was like, because when it was showing it at the end, because it was like sexual favor being traded for the dank, right? And then you drew the stick figures, and then I saw it and I was like, what? Because my brain, I was so baked, obviously, and like I was looking at the picture and I was like, what? And then I was like, I don't know, Dr. Seuss creature flying a kite, and fucking handed it up. And Curtis made that amazing piece of art with it. And like, but like, yeah, then I saw it afterwards when it was doing the replay back, and I was like, oh,
It makes sense now.
it's eating it's all ass to mouth. Oh, okay.
Of course. Why could I not see this
Yeah.
before?
Dude, I can't believe it, Corpsie. Both of the images that you got had something to do with ATMs.
Yeah.
One of them was an ATM withdrawal, and the other one was ass to mouth.
Yay. It all connects.
The circle of life. Oh man, but also another game that we play together that's ridiculous that we were mentioning it before we got on the podcast here. That's Phasmophobia.
Oh yeah.
we now I would like you to tell the buds at home about your favorite method for finding ghosts in the house. Like tell them your method.
It's mostly just kind of wander around and insult them as much as I possibly can until they kill me.
It's always fucking excellent. Just fucking like, all right.
Okay,
So I got the EMF.
the ghost's name is Karen McGruber.
Yeah, we already got all that stuff, and fucking. So we get into the house. We have like the EMF reader. Someone has the UV, and we're like, all right, where is this person? We're all like going room to room. Of course, he's just like in another room. Hey, fucking Karen, you fuck.
Karen, you bitch. Where the fuck are you? What the fuck? I'm going to the basement, guys. Karen,
On the
Karen, you bitch.
it's always-
Oh man, yeah, no, and that's so fun. Like that's like that, like playing that game, man. Like you definitely have a unique approach.
Oh yeah.
it comes in clutch sometimes because occasionally we'll find the room and then just like I don't know where one of us will die and then Corpsie will just come up from the basement like, hey, what's going on? Oh shit, run.
Yeah, dude, he'll have like full sanity because he's been in the basement the whole time, completely safe. Just never once saw a ghost, just chilling in a fully lit basement. He only pops
the
his
fuck
head
are
up
you,
when the
Karen?
lights go off. Karen, I've been waiting for you in the fucking basement.
I don't think she's down there.
Yeah, of course. I
But
don't
I
think.
found a Ouija board. I don't think that matters.
Oh man. Yeah, no, like that is hella fun, man. And I always enjoy when we get together and play video games and stuff like that. And honestly, if you make content, we'll definitely watch it and we'll definitely obviously fully support that as the Good Buds podcast and as, on a personal level as well,
I definitely appreciate that.
Well, yeah, man. I know that you've always been a supporter of the Buds, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're good buds. We're good buds.
We're good buds.
So,
Good buds, smoke good buds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but I am going to, I think, roll another joint because unfortunately, I don't think Isaac. I think we gave Isaac the night off from rolling joints, so I'm just gonna roll my own. But yeah, so Corpsie obviously. Now aside from having awesome taste in music and awesome taste in buds you play video games with and stuff like that.
And chocolates.
And awesome taste in chocolates.
Well, edibles in general, I should say.
That's very true. That's very true. Now you also have a very awesome sense of style, a very unique sense of style. Since I've known you my entire life, and it's cool because a lot of people, excuse me very much, a lot of people throughout the years, they vary their appearance a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know over the years, you've mostly lost weight, but we don't comment on that. But your style, specifically how you dress and your clothing and everything like that, really has remained fairly consistent, and I'm impressed by that, my friend.
Yeah, I've toned it down a bit throughout the years just because I can't really find the pants that I used to wear a lot of.
I know they don't sell trip pants anymore. What the fuck?
Well, they do, but it's like this shit. I'm broke as fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, when Hot Topic used to sell the actual good ones, and then those started sucking, and then you had to buy them online, and then those started sucking, and then you had to buy them from special retailers, and those cost $300, $400, $500 now.
Yeah, and they've always sucked. Oh man.
What? You don't want to get caught on every single thing while you're walking, Shank?
Every single no trip pants are awesome. Trip pants are not bad.
They
No,
are.
I mean the retailers suck. Trip pants are fucking badass. I had a couple pairs, but my favorite, what I was back in the day, because I'm gonna say this, Curtis. I'll give you one guess because I know you're well versed in this. Corpsey, you can guess too if Curtis doesn't get it right away. I think you will.
Yeah.
But I'll put it this way. I was into new wave punk and then I got into ska. What kind of pants did I wear?
Skinny jeans. Checkerboard skinny jeans.
Oh, getting there. Yeah, getting there. Plaid.
Checkerboard slacks?
They were plaid
Plaid
slacks. Plaid slacks. That's right. Plaid slacks with plaid slacks.
I have
green
one
plaid,
pair.
green plaid slacks, man. I wore that shit like fucking it was religion.
I have one pair and they're blue. And then I also have a pair of plaid faded skinny jeans because I was a scene kid at one point. Sorry.
I came in with the heaven you could have never heard
of. Closing the goddamn door, no! Fuck.
Brendan, your is so good. But I'm to get a better than a 10.
Anyway.
Oh man. But
So Corpsey, your styles pretty much remain consistent, which if the buds are watching on our YouTube channel, they can definitely see your awesome ass, I call them drug rugs, personally, but hippie hoodie, the
stoner
canvas
poncho.
shrug, the stoner poncho is another useful name. Buds below in whatever comment way or on our page, let us know what you would call this attire.
What is your regional dialect for this fucking sweater? Like what is it? What do you say? What do you like? Because I mean, it is different. It is like everybody's got a different name for it.
Corpsey,
Like I've always called it a hippie sweater.
Were you calling it a Baja sweater? I believe.
Yeah, the Baja sweater, like something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. See, so there's a lot of different names for it. Like I know people call it like a SoCal tuxedo, like fucking like all kinds of shit, right? So like I don't even know, man. Like I want to know down in the, like Curtis said, down in the comments. Let us know because I'm really interested in finding
Oh,
out.
the Florida prom dress.
Yep, Florida prom dress. Yep.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
The Seattle cum rag. Now we're just making them up. All right, comment down below if you've got a name for it, or you can think of something better than we've thought of. Corpsie, do you have any creative names for them aside Baja sweater? Like aside from that one?
Not off the
Sack
top
Jack.
of my head.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we took all the good ones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh
Hippie
man.
rag though. Hippie rag, pretty good.
Yeah, that is a good. Yeah, that's a good one for it too. And I think I've heard it. You know, like the ones that Curtis and I were coming up with. I don't know if those are legit, but if they are, let us know.
Anybody down below, let us know what you.
The Alabama cross stitch. I don't know what the fucking
But anyway. So.
title of your sex tape poem.
So, Corpsie, obviously you have just recently gotten back into cannabis. How was your cannabis usage beforehand? Like, was it like an everyday smoke type thing, or was it like an every once in a while?
For a while there, it was pretty much every day, but it was mostly like closer to the end of the night before I was getting to go to bed and stuff. Then I moved out to Ontario, and then it just got heavy because I lived on my own, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
I
you could.
just smoke it like 24/7. Unless I was at work.
Of course.
Yeah.
Unless you work from home. Thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you were pretty well versed. Well, beforehand, obviously using it pretty much just to like chill at the end of the night, fall asleep, relax.
You're not getting back into it as a newbie, right?
No, not as like a newbie, but I mean, I did take like 2 or 3 years off, so my tolerance isn't as high as it used to be.
I can imagine. Did you have any accidents with that when you first started up? Like when you bought edibles, did you like accidentally take too much one night thinking, you know, I've been baked before, I can handle it?
Were
Kind
you,
of.
I was gonna say, or was it opposite effect where you just took like a tiniest little nibble and you're like, all right, let's wait 3 hours and see what happens.
No, it was like I bought like a bag of weed, and then I was like, I'm gonna roll me a big fat gagger, and then smoked about a quarter of it, and I was just like, bleh.
Yeah.
Little too harsh on the lungs.
A little too much for my first go around again.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what I always tell people because joints. It's like it's actually I always recommend joints. People always say, "Oh, stay away from joints because they're dangerous when you're first starting." But I actually recommend them because they're easy to put out and they're easy to relight, and they're easy to gauge how much of it you've smoked. Right. So I always tell people just light it and like smoke just like a little tiny bit, like just like we're talking like smoke like a few puffs, and then put it out, and like just wait, just chill out for like 5-10 minutes. And like then do that again, right? But it's like, you know, people are like, light it up, and if you don't tell them that, they'll light it and they'll smoke half the joint before they start to feel it, and then by the time they start to feel it, they'll get way too baked.
That's why I tell people to just start off with a bongs, because that way it's filtered through water.
Oh my God, Jesus!
It's super clean, and
it punches you in the fucking head and throat and neck and lungs and like
yes, but you also have
feels
even
your
more.
soul from your
you
body
have-
on the way out.
You have even more control of it because you can just put the tiniest little bit in, smoke, fill up the chamber as much as you need to, stop, pull the little thing out, take a breath of air, quick little hit, and then, you know,
Yeah.
simple.
I don't know. That's well, bongs work too. Like bongs work too, but pipes,
Either way.
you know, bongs, pipes, whatever
Now-
works as long as you're moderation, right, Curtis?
Right, of course, always
moderation.
moderation.
Yeah.
Now, have you thought about possibly getting a THC cartridge or a vape? Even though it's very strong in the THC, you would only need 1 or 2 hits probably to do you in pretty good. But it definitely would have a nice, cleaner, and much softer flavor on the lungs because it's basically just the THC, obviously the active effect, and the terpenes, which gives it flavor.
Nice taste.
Oh, yeah. Would you think about getting one of those, or would you think that's too much?
No, I've thought about it once or twice. It's just I don't know if I can justify the price for the actual thing.
Yeah, the price point's a little high for the initial purchase, like, cause like if you buy one, you have to buy like the cart and the battery port, the usually
Right.
rechargeable, right?
Yeah.
Unless you want to
How
buy
much?
disposable, which are kind of pricey.
How much do they retail for in Canada?
Uh,
Because for me, a battery that you can use with different interchangeable cartridges costs about $10. The cartridges for those usually cost about 35 to or 35 to $60 roughly.
I know
And
if you
then
buy
you
the
can also
yeah,
get disposables that are between 40 and $60.
I know if you buy them from the cannabis store, like directly from the retail themselves.
All my
Um,
prices were USD, by the way.
yeah. Then basically they can be like upwards of $40-$50 for just the bottom charger part. I think it's called the mod and the cartridge. When you're talking vape language, the bottom
Yeah.
part that has the battery in it is the part that's called the mod,
I
and
think
then
it's
the
more or
top
less
part
just a.
is
Now, are
the
you talking?
chamber
Now, are you talking like it's a full
or the cart.
thing, or are you talking like it's just like a straight tube? Because that's
No, it's a
just like
straight tube. No, just a straight tube.
so like an ooze battery.
Well, they're 810. They're 810 cartridge batteries. They're for
Yeah.
810 threaded
Yep,
810
yep.
threaded vape carts.
Right. That's basically like an ooze battery in America. We can get those at any dollar store.
Absolutely,
Or-
absolutely. Yeah, and we can't get them that readily here. We can get them from some like, from convenience stores and like that for 20, 30, $40. But you can get them from vape stores for probably $15. But getting the actual cartridges from stores, they are usually pretty high priced. I think they count them as I forget what the count is. It's either 3.5 or 5 grams towards your total amount that you can purchase that day in that one transaction. Because you can only
so
do
that's
like
a
30
concentrated amount.
Exactly, yeah, because it's a concentrate. So,
1 gram would equal 3 grams of what you're allowed to purchase.
exactly. And so I think they charge between like $50 and $80, I believe, for the cartridges. So it's not very low priced. I mean, it's not bad because the cartridges do last. I mean, my other half, I bought her strawberry cream vape cartridge from the store there, and it lasted her probably close to a month. Just because she's not a regular user like I am though. Buds at home, like she's not as frequent.
Buds, other than my Delta 8 cartridges, which I've talked about multiple times before,
Yeah,
I also
Biden
currently have
Prime.
a Platinum Vape from Michigan, which is indica strain. It is Purple Punch is the one I got, which I've had that before, but
Now you got that
I
from
wanted a
Breeze,
vape
didn't
version.
you?
Yep, I got that from Breeze last time I was there, so that's from Platinum Vape, and I've been probably smoking on that for 2 weeks now, and I still have a tiny bit left. Not regularly hitting it, but just as in every once in a while, or while I'm at work, just go outside.
Now is that the
and puff
one?
a couple
Now is that
times.
the one that you usually have sitting? Not aside from your other vape, is that the one that you normally have sitting next to you?
Yep,
That you
it's
pick
between
up?
that one or
Yeah,
my Delta.
I
8.
see him. I see him hit that. I see him hit that semi frequently when we're on with each other. So I mean, assuming that
It would
usage
easily
on top
last a
of other
week
usage,
for-
it would easily, yeah. No, that's cool, man. That's really cool. And so it's
But
like, and if
still,
you're not
for you
heavy
guys,
vapes would be great, but
for you guys, $50 to $80, that's kind of
yeah,
pricey for just a
for a
one
one
time-
thing purchase, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
But-
not too bad, and honestly, they are good to get every now and then. I still like to purchase them every now and then, like it'd be nice to try Corpsie. Maybe sometime we'll get some carts in it when we're up at the store or something like that.
go half and half on a 2-pack, that might be cheaper. I would say buy one and share, but Corona.
No, Rona's we're smart. We're smart. Well, we bubble anyway. Both of us like bubble. Like he's included in my bubble of people. Which is because you're allowed to have a bubble of like 10 people essentially that you can maintain contact with, and he's one of those people. So,
Hey. Bubbles.
so if I wanted to gingerly run my hands through his hair, I could. I don't want to.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could though.
You have a
Alright.
space open.
Wow, 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 wow! I can feel it down, baby. Trying to hold back these feelings for so long.
No, we can't get copyrighted.
Oh yeah, no shit.
The Corpsie.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi. Fucking.
Oh man. So this Corpsie, this is what our interviews are, man. Are you having fun so far?
Oh yeah, man, this is a blast.
That's good, man. I'm glad, dude. I'm really glad you could join us tonight. You know, I've been talking to you for a little while about coming on the show. Obviously, like, you're a busy man. You know, like you've been doing your walks every night. Your fucking ridiculously long walks every night. Hey, still keeping up with that?
Yeah, well, except for tonight, pretty much.
Well, yeah. Sorry for keeping you from.
We
that,
took
but...
up his walk.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
You gotta take a rest day every once in a while.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm pretty sure being on our show burns as many calories as this walk, though. How far? Now, now, do you know in terms of like kilometers how long your nightly walk is?
Shit. I think I did it in miles, and it's about.
Oh.
I don't want to say like 5.2 miles, but something like that.
So you basically did like a minor size hiking trail in just a walk
Yeah,
for the hell of it.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Because it usually goes from my house down to like the Needs in Kingston by Shank's house, and then back up to my house. And I think it's about 2 point something miles each way.
You just walk all the way over to Shank's house, knock on his door, moon him through his basement window, and then walk away.
Yeah.
Pretty well, just kind
Press
of,
my next to the glass, you know. Give him a
Yeah,
little
just kinda-
rub.
you know, just kind of.
With my butt cheeks on the
So
glass.
now looking here, yeah, it looks like it is roughly, the walk is roughly 4.5 kilometers,
Yeah.
back and forth, just for shits and giggles every night.
Fuck yeah.
And didn't you buy one of those? What else did you buy for like gear? You bought some wicked gear, didn't you?
Well,
kinda-
yeah, I bought like I think it's like a 10-pound vest and like a 4-pound ankle weight.
Jesus Christ, you're gonna be Goku.
Yeah, well, that's kind of.
Some guy, you did wear that underneath your hoodie and your pants, like some parachute pants or something, and then just be
Yeah.
walking down the street. Some guy tries to jump out and rob you. Hey mate, hey, how about you give me your money, eh? And then you're just gonna be like,
Sorry for
okay,
mugging
hold
you."
on. Sorry for mugging you. I just really need the money, eh? And then you're just like, coo.
Drop all your weights off.
Like fucking Uncle Iroh from the end of Avatar. Sorry for spoilers.
Like that dude from Naruto where he drops the weights on the ground and they look like tiny little weights, but when they hit the ground they just blow up into those giant explosions like clouds. They're like, oh, what? He's dropping those little weights off? What does he think that's gonna do? And he's like, oh man, I feel a lot lighter now. And he proceeds to like teleport. Like, it's amazing, man. No, but that's cool, man. Like, and it's like, you know, like honestly, like I admire that. The most walking I get done now is when I take my dog for a walk around the yard and stuff like that, and when I walk to the store to get more snacks to eat that completely counteract all the walking I've done.
Mine is back and forth on a kitchen line, so
Yeah.
that's the most I get.
Well, geez, in a hot kitchen though, man, that'll
I
keep...
sweat the rest of it.
I was gonna say that when they say that blood, sweat, and tears goes into a meal, they are not being facetious.
Interesting story. We actually went to a Menards, and you know those giant
Menards sounds like a dirty place, but go ahead.
It's not. It's actually like a Home Depot.
No,
but
I know what it is, but it's great. It's great too.
I know.
But like, just sounds
Save
dirty.
big money with Menards.
With Menards.
Doesn't help with my
You can
I
save
think
money with
Michigan
Menards.
I think Michigan says it wrong, but so with that being said, somebody went there, they picked up a fan that is used to dry floors at construction sites after they get like waxed and stuff like that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And we put it up on 2 milk crates, and that's now blowing cold air down the kitchen line.
Now, are we talking one of those
Cheap
circular?
AC.
Are we talking one of the circular jet fans or one of the square fucking death box fans?
Like circular turbine fan.
Yeah, circular. Yeah.
It
Those things
like
are like
sucks it
yeah,
in from both and just shoots it out in like a very little bit.
Yep. And you're just, and it's magnificent because it creates the strongest and it's cool because because that physics property where when air is moving fast, it feels cold.
Right.
So you get that. Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, no, we have it pulled out from where there's actual air conditioning, so we actually get cold air.
Oh, lit.
But anyway, digress. And with all of that being said, it is getting very short on time here on the Good Buds podcast, so I have time for one more bong, which is packed.
And I have a bong packed right here.
And Corpsie, would you like to take one more chocolate? You do what you do, man. You do what you do.
Do what you want if you want to. If you want to, then do it. If you don't, then don't.
Okay.
But Bud's at home.
Don't with that.
But
Bud's at home.
If you want to, go ahead.
You can. You need to join us, or you don't have to, but you can do what you want. You're free people, so you know what? Bong packed, bowl packed, joint rolled, blunt rolled, vape ready, rig ready, edibles at the ready.
Yeah.
Let us blaze it. Go.
Oh, now, Corpsie, we've reached the time in the show when we give our buds an opportunity to just kind of shout out anything they want to shout out. You can, if you have an Instagram, a Twitter, a Facebook, a charity, a band you like, an opinion that you have that's not ridiculously hate-filled, or anything like that, or obviously going to get us in trouble with the FDA or anything like that. This is your opportunity to say that, so you can just kind of
Shameless plug time. Floor is yours.
Shameless plug. Yeah, you want to say anything?
No, not at the moment. I don't really have a lot of that stuff set up yet or anything.
Well, hypothetically, do you have an idea for a YouTube name for when you do get your channel up?
No, not really. I mean, I have my...
Let's help him with one right now.
All right. Well, you were gonna go. You obviously Corpsie Grim.
Yeah, I have I guess the YouTube I use to watch YouTube with. I don't actually have any videos up on it or anything, but I'm...
Start a new one. Start a new one so that way people don't fuck with that one.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. Now, Corpsie Grim Games. I'm biased because Bad Names Games obviously is my personal YouTube gaming channel that I don't talk about often on the podcast, or just Corpsie.
Well, I think that's my regular one that I use for watching stuff with.
Oh, then do Corpsie Grim.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Corpsie
could just
Grim or
Grim.
just Corpsie. Either
Corpsie
or.
Grim. Oh, you could do Corpsie Grim and have your logo be a fucking big old grinning smile and blackness.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm picturing it right now, man. I'm picturing it. I'm gonna talk to you more about this after. We'll talk to you.
We'll let you buds know as soon as anything pops up. Again, we'll let you know, and as always, you have our support.
Yeah, we'll throw it on our Instagram or anything like that, and we'll let you buds at home know as soon as he's doing anything, and obviously, we'll help him out in any way we can.
But with all that being said, thank you buds so much for joining us. It is time we roll one for the road, and we hope you join us next week on the Good Buds podcast.
Yes, thank you very much. I'd like to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with every single person that you know so that they have the opportunity to enjoy this as well. And once again, Corpsie, thank you so much for being here, bud.
Oh, not a problem, bud.
All right, man. Awesome. Later, buds.
Bye.
Later.